Stanton Elementary School is located in North Philadelphia, a troubled inner-city neighborhood. Stanton is designated a Chapter 1 school, which receives federal funds to help educate disadvantaged poor children who test below national norms in reading and math. All of the students are African American boys and girls between the ages of 4 and 10. At Stanton, over 90% of the children come from single-parent homes and live in poverty.
I need them to feel good about themselves. I think a child can do so much better once a child feels good about himself. Like, for instance, he never knew that he had brown eyes. He never knew that he had beautiful brown eyes until the other day when we had him go to the mirror and look. Look in the mirror. What do you see? You see your beautiful brown eyes? He smiled. You ever knew that? Anybody ever tell you that? Now he knows. And the incident taking place, what can you do as a little boy? What can you do to get to a safe place? Where can you go, or what can you do so that you won't get hurt?
I'll go to my grandma's house.
Go to your grandmother's house.
My grandma lives right down the street
I
from me.
know. I know your whole family. We grew up together. Yes.
Go to the police station.
Go to the police station. All right, where's some place in your house that you can go to get to a safe place? Kevin?
Sometimes you can go in your cellar.
Sometimes you can go in your cellar. My favorite
Knock the
place.
door.
Yes.
In your room.
In your room. Good. Anywhere is a safe place as long as you are not in the area where the trouble is taking place. All right? That means if you have to go get near or get behind mommy, go get behind daddy, go in your room and shut the door and stay there. All right? Just get away. All right? It's better to get away than to stand there and to watch. Okay, Malik?
Yes.
Because sometimes we see...
Mr. Lee, what do you think are some unique challenges of teaching in an inner-city school?
Well, I've taught as a teacher in both an inner-city school and an affluent school district, as well as served as vice principal and principal. And I think the biggest challenges of teaching in the inner city is that many of the students are living in poverty. And because they're living in poverty, they often lack the basics, like adequate amounts of food and clothing. And oftentimes these kids do not have a father figure in their lives, and for young boys this can be particularly difficult. As a teacher in the inner city, you have to understand how to make the school environment engaging and safe for the students. If you can have an environment where the students feel safe, and by safe I don't just mean physically safe, but also safe from ridicule and safe to speak their mind on topics, then the students will be more engaged. And when you have engaging discussions with students, that is where the best learning occurs.
How can you adjust your teaching style to best serve your inner city students?
Adjusting your teaching style is probably one of the most difficult of all skills that you must learn and possess as a teacher. Often fresh college graduates coming out of teachers' programs are full of ambition and idealism, and they want everything to be perfect or near perfect. They want to make a great impact on their students and teach them everything they need to know. Yet there are some days as an inner city teacher where you have to realize and appreciate what many of these kids are going through at home and in their neighborhoods, and you have to accept that these are all major distractions to the traditional learning environment. My point is you need to set realistic goals of yourself so that you can see your progress and the progress of your students so you don't become impatient or get discouraged.
What would a new teacher find to be especially challenging or scary about teaching in an inner city school?
Teaching is not easy. It's hard work no matter where you teach, but inner city students tend to have problems that are more intense than students in affluent areas. One time earlier in my teaching career at an inner city high school, we had a group of particularly troubled young men students who refused to disperse and were blocking the hallways. The resource officers at the school decided it would be a good idea to use pepper spray to disperse the crowd. That was very shocking to me. I'm sure that this would not happen today, but at the time, our assistant principal was 5 months pregnant with her first child, and she was very concerned about the health of her unborn child as well as her own physical safety. She decided that she needed to work in a more stable environment. That story is pretty unusual, and not all inner city schools are as troubled as mine was, but that story shows that there's always some level of the unknown, and I would think that the fear of the unknown would be the biggest fear for a new teacher teaching in an inner city program.
Four strategies are: 1. Consistency, so the students know what to expect every day. 2. The enforcement of rules, so they know what to expect from you. 3. Having authority for the students, telling them what to do and what not to do. 4. Know the signs of children that might have violence in their home.